Aries, how you doing, guys? I've had to start this again, so I got a few channeled messages through for you, okay, and then I will go over something else in a second. But I want to get these channeled messages out as they stand, but please keep an open mind with these ones, because the first one that I got was confusing, conformating, and also padded cell. Okay, now the reason why I'm picking up that, because I think there's a lot of confusing energy, and I think the padded cell was something to do with someone feeling compromised, that would be going through a legal situation that could have to do with like being incarcerated or in prison. Okay, because it feels like at the moment I feel like I'm probably in a padded cell, because they keep saying like something to do with like cells or generation of cells, and that wow, okay, so that it might be genetic, that something that you're going through is genetic. It's like it just seems to be happening of someone's illness, and it's genetic because they keep saying like it's in the cells, that there's something in someone's cell growth, like blood system, and it's going around and going around, and it could be because I've picked up on the coronavirus quite a lot, but it's not that, please don't freak out, but I'm picking up like someone could be a I'm also picking up Genesis, which would be the band, right, Genesis, but like it's in the cells. That's all they keep saying, like it's I feel confused and confronted and compromising, that something seems to be compromised, but also I'm trying to compromise with someone that is not on my same wavelength, because there is something that is happening within genetics that could be confusing someone so much that it's a little bit like they are saying like bipolar-ish or something, where there's a lot of energy exchange of like someone gets so confused at times, but then it fuses the other person out, where they get very angry with someone, that it could be relating to something that's genetic of an illness. Okay, and because of that it feels confusing, not confusing, but it is to the person that's confused. Hope you're not confused, Aries. But I'm picking up that there's two instances. There's one party that feels very confused because of some kind of like genetic blood group working or something to do with that, and there's another one, the other energy that could be you, of what I'm feeling in it, yes, because I'm going cold, that gets confronted by this energy, that you have to face it. So you keep trying to face it and face facts, but it still keeps happening because of someone that is suffering through something genetically. Okay, and I think because of genetically, it's now relating to children and stuff that's going on there. Okay, and because of that, the fusing energy is coming from your side, which is that I'm not confused, I understand it, but I get fused out and infuriated by trying to force something that's genetic, that is trying to get someone to understand. Now, some of you could have children that are the one have an illness or something that physically holds them back, and what you're fighting is a conditioning of an illness. Okay, now some of you it can be like a physical, like flu symptom or something like that, but I'm really not picking it up for a lot of you. I'm thinking that it's a lot to do with genetics, and like blood grouping, blood works, all that kind of stuff, like something's in the works. So they're saying that something is in the works, okay, and I'm working on it, and I'm working on it, and I'm working on it, but someone seems to get fused off very quickly. The moment I mention it, I get pushed aside, as if like I'm only there for a certain reason of supporting and helping, but then I just get pushed aside when someone starts to, from the genetic side, sorry if I'm labeling people, but from the genetic side, they get confused, you get fused out and then infuriated in certain ways, because it's trying to force someone to try and learn or understand something that they need to take their time to actually physically understand. Now, some of you that's coming across as possible just karma, you know, which is not just karma, everybody has it, but it seems like a karmic situation of being forced to learn it, but I'm so sick and tired of learning it because I've gone over this over and over again, and it feels like I'm just, because it's something about being locked up or lock and key, and something to do with a cell also. Now, cell would either be that someone is incarcerated for some of you that are playing out on that timeline, okay, and the other instant would be cell as in like, because it's saying juvenile, I'm hearing like juvenile delinquents or something that would relate to someone being incarcerated because of some mistake that they made. Okay, and it feels like someone's being punished by a mistake that they've made, and it's also involving you because you may have children with them, and it's involving a cell. Okay, because I heard for some of you, you could be going through this denial stage, and also hearing Darnell or Daniel something, okay, the name, but they're going through a denial stage where they may have done something, and it could be related to someone that's younger, of a child or a friend that you know, and because of that they're going through this like adolescence kind of like feeling, okay, and that because they're going through that, some of them could have been involving the law, okay, and because of that, because I'm also picking up lawless, I keep picking up that name, lawless, over a period of few, lawless or something like that, flawless, also something to do with like floors, the floors need relaying, or something to do with like flowers, and because I'm seeing flowers, but I'm also seeing people's floor, like someone saying, well, you can come and stay here, but you're going to have to sleep on the floor. Some of you accepted a child back in that could have just got out of juvie. That's what they're saying, like out of juvie. And because they've just got out of juvie, yes, yeah, I'm going cold. So they're saying, but because you've just got out of juvie, you can actually come back in. They're saying jury as well. Because of the jury, some of you are going through a court battle. Some not have just come out of juvenile centre. And because they have, it's like, well, you can come and stay here, but you're going to have to sleep on the floor. That's what they're saying. Okay, so if I can explain a little bit to spirit guides of how they work with me. I don't know if you've ever seen that horror film. What was that horror film? Paranormal Activity, okay, and the last one where there was a video camera, okay, and there was picking up that she could see what they was doing. Basically, when there's a spirit around you guys, okay, I can see it from the spirit's eyes, and that gives me a projection. Okay, and that projection is energy, that what they're looking over and overseeing, the woods from the trees, they look over instances like that and they show me, because I can see through a spirit's eyes pretty much. That's kind of how it works. If people were, I don't know why I'm going, because I'm going extremely cold now. So I've been channeling a lot of deceased loved ones and things for people as well, if people are interested in that. But I'm going really cold when, that there seems to be like a spirit around some of you, okay, and it's around you, and you're feeling this coldness, like something to do with like coldness, like I just feel like cold. I don't know if that's like a physical ailment though, because it's coming across as like there's this spirit that's overseeing something, but that's me. Right, I don't know where that one went. I just try to get onto that instant because I went cold. I think that was them just assuring me to assure you that that's what happens. Also, they're saying something to do with like insurance now. Like, I need to insure. They're saying sure. So sure. Okay? But flaw. Something to do, like we need to find insurance for something. Some insurance documents. They're saying that you could be looking for some insurance documents. And because you're looking for this insurance document, it's something that is owed or paid. Like, I owe something, but I've got to pay it, so I have to find the insurance for it first. Okay, but I think there's something to do with a flooring company or something like that, like floors. Because you keep saying floors, someone has a lot of floors. Okay, they're actually saying that someone has a lot of flaws, that there's a lot of things that you might see that has a flaw, but it's not down to them. I don't know why I keep seeing like these big floors, like there's big floors being laid. Someone's in construction or a construction worker, okay? But like, flaws, like there's nothing wrong with the person, but they just see as if I think they have a lot of self stuff to go through because they feel like they have a lot of flaws, and there's like, well, I have a lot of flaws and there's a lot of things for me to worry about, and I'm starting to like analyze myself in the mirror, maybe that there's a lot of things wrong, but there's physically not, because I'm a human being. But the ego starts to believe what someone feels, and I'm picking it up because someone feels that way. They're starting to believe that. You know, I don't know who I'm connecting with there, but because I feel that way, I believe that way. And because I'm believing it, it's feeding the feelings of someone that's going through something of like self-worth, of self-destructiveness, of destroying themselves because they feel like they're flawed in certain ways. But like I said to a lot of customers and people as well, you know, use your strength, use your weakness as a strength. You know, there are certain gifts that people have in life, but because they think that it's a flaw, it's because they're not using it as a strength. If you can use your flaws as a, I don't know why they're saying that one. If you can use your flaw as a weakness, as a strength, okay, and not a weakness, and see it as something that you was given as a gift, you start to live in the present tense, and then you can start to unwrap that for your future to be more prosperous when you can use your flaws as what you believe is a flaw, okay? I keep saying flaw, but as long as you can use what you believe as a flaw as your strength, you will find they're also saying you will find your weakness. That's what they're saying. When you use your weakness as a strength, that's where you'll truly find your weakness, because it's not physically there. You have to confront your weakness and conform to that, okay? And when you give power to your strength, you will find where you're really not weak at all, okay? That's what they're saying, that you're not weak. It's just what you're believing. It's just what you're thinking. Self-belief and power comes definitely within what you feel and what you think. And when you're in alignment with both, that's where you'll start to use that as a strength. Okay, wow, I don't know, we went deep on that one, Aries. Okay, so this is probably not really going to relate now after I've done all that. So they're your channeled messages. So what we're going to look into is a brand new spread. Okay, now if this does cut off, for instance, and then we start, that's probably because I started messing this one up, right? But if it doesn't, we'll continue on. So I'm going to look into the relationship right now, okay? And the questions that I'm going to ask is, it's energy for number 1's question. Number 2, it's communication. 3, it's strength, because we're looking at energy-wise. 4, it's weakness. 5, it's reality. 6, it's passion. And then 7, it's key to the future, okay? So we're going to look at those, and then we'll do some different things on the other side for people that have joined and support me on Patreon, which is literally just $5, guys, if you are interested. Okay, but we're going to do your reading anyway. But we will look into your partner, and we will look into how they're thinking and how they're feeling and what's going on in their life, and then how they relate that to you and how they think and feel about you. Okay, so we do basically the same, but on the other side of the other person. Okay, so let me just gather my bearings, Aries. I hope those messages fell on tentive ground. They're saying like tentive, like a tent, something to do with a tent also, like tenting, like camping. There seems to be like a trip of camping, like someone might go, like, I don't know why, like pitching up tents, pitching. I'm also hearing the name pitch or pitching, like pitching, punting, also punting, pitching and punching, also punching. Someone could have got into a physical punching match where there was a lot of, like, it might not be physical violence, I really hope not, Aries, but a lot of like punching. They're saying like a lot of punching out, like lashing out, lashing, punching and lashing, lashings and lashings of, oh, that's food, right? Lashings and lashings of something. Okay, I don't know why I'm hearing that one. Lashings. Stirrups. I'm also picking up stirrups, something to do with like horses and lashes. Lashes and horses. They're saying lashes, eyelashes. Sorry, I've got no idea where I come from these. Lashes, lashes. Something to do with someone's eyelashes. Okay. So you probably just need to like twinkle your eye at someone, okay? Twinkle, twinkle. What on earth do they get me to say this stuff? But the relationship right now. So we look at the first card. It's strength for Aries. So we're looking at the relationship right now. So, oh, you see, it's energy. The energy is very conforming, okay? It's very confrontive. That someone's trying to confront their fears and trying to confront you as you try to confront them. That's where you're coming up against resistance. There's something about a lot of resistance, that someone's putting up a lot of boundaries in place which are good, but someone's putting up false ones. It feels like there are a lot of people that are all just sitting down around people where someone's trying to say to these people, this is you, Aries, right in the middle, okay? Listen, will someone please give me some support? Will someone give me some help? There is so much to do around the house. There is so much to do for the relationship and for the children and for the people around me at the moment and all my friends. It just seems that everybody's just sitting around doing nothing. And I just wish that someone would actually support and help me with the family. I wish that people would support and help me with the decisions that I have to make as an independent person of Aries. You know, I'm the one that's standing here, so why are you all sitting down? Why does everybody need to... I've come up with this with your readings and Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus about standing up, sitting down. It's something about someone likes to sit down a lot, okay, and someone likes to stand a lot. I don't know why, because I was picking up Sir Lance a lot, or Lance, the name Lance or Lanced, where someone has something wrong with their backside, I think. I don't know. Where something is something is surgical for somebody and they have physically something wrong. I don't know. I'm not going into that one because I'm hearing like lancing, that someone needs something lancing, okay, that is physically on their posterior. Okay, but like, I wish everybody would just please just do something to help me, so I don't have to do all the washing, all the cooking, all the cleaning and the supporting. I know that I'm the firstborn child. I'm hearing that. I know that I'm the firstborn, and because I'm the firstborn, listen, Lucifer was the firstborn, right? So you don't want to relate yourself to the devil, right? So I don't know why I'm coming out with that one. You might be indignant with a Capricorn. Okay, but well, because I'm the firstborn, I'm the one that has to make the decisions. So there's something about my firstborn. My firstborn child comes first. Okay, so I think that that's some kind of like adolescence that someone's going through, because they're like, well, I'm the eldest, I'm the one that makes the decisions. So because I'm the firstborn, everybody else can just like take a seat while I stand up to say something. A lot of you might be the person that owns the house, and the person that stands up and say, okay, can we all just sit down a minute and for us to just talk about it amicably without raising our, I'm picking up your energy, Aries, without just shouting at one another and shouting and screaming. There's too much commotion, there's too much going on, so can we all please just take a seat and talk about this amicably, because we need to find time for the family where we can actually come to terms and agreement over something, because the energy is very stuck at the moment. So the energy around the relationship that you're in with people or as an individual person, okay, is very conformative at the moment. Okay, so that's question number one. So that's the way it seems. So two, it's communication. So how's the relationship of the communication between Aries and their relationship, the communication? Wow, you see the mother. You see, you could be a mother that has Gemini. Gemini. I also heard a Gemini could well be involved. Okay, but Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is you as a mother. If you are a mother of children, this is you. I'm also hearing I'm a mother of one. I'm an independent mother of one. There's just me and my child. It's just me. It's just me. It's just saying, it's just me, Steve. It is me. Something to do with like, it's me. Someone's also getting very like mirrored by someone, like triggered by a mirror. So is it me or is it you? Is it, because you really don't know. Trust me, when you're in a hallway of mirrors, you get lost. That's why me and my soulmate are going to do individual videos about mirrors and triggers and stuff. We're going to do it raw though. We're probably going to do some live blogging, okay, and show you what day-to-day life is really like. But we're probably going to do it. So make sure you hit the bell, like, share, subscribe also, guys, please. Okay, but sorry, on with your reading. So it's a lot to do with the communication at the moment is like non-conformative. It's like, well, listen, we need to talk. It's like, oh, no. I need you to reveal this to me. Just tell me how you feel. Just tell me how you feel and how you think. I just need to know, you know. But there's a lot of like, I don't know. I'm unsure of my feelings yet. There's a lot of like insurance. Like someone needs like a lot of insurance. Now it's either money insurance or it's like it needs reassurance all the time. It's like, well, I just need to be sure and I need reassurance that you're okay. I need to, you know, it's like I just constantly need reassurance. But that's coming from you as a mother if you have children, but that's also coming from a reflection of the moon. Definitely the worm moon, Virgo, Pisces. Trust me, I'm a Pisces. My girlfriend, soulmate, has 3 placements of Virgo in her chart, right? So we've been sitting there like looking at each other like, oh, can't even talk to one another, right? So we've been feeling through that. But a lot of like reassurance, like I just need to be reassured. It's like I wish someone would reassure me that everything is okay, because some of you are going through insurance documents of like all that kind of thing, and I need to go through insurance and like children's insurance. I need to make sure that everything's insured, but also flawed. It's like I feel like I have a flaw, okay, and if I always feel like I have a flaw, then the eclipse is going to try and eclipse and do its best to eclipse that out for you, okay. But you know, we're not Bonnie or Bonnie Tyler. It's not total eclipse of the heart, right? There's something to do with that. Total eclipse of the heart, of the matter. Total eclipse of the heart matter. Something to do with like matter, of like genetics, and it's like in the matter or in the mattress. Something's to do with a mattress, okay? So the communication is like possibly avoiding any sexual contact with anybody at the moment. That's what they're saying, to do with the mattress. That it's like, well, I'm trying to avoid a lot of contact with people, because I'm also picking up through some, it is genetics of a disease of possible coronavirus or some kind of virus, and it may be avoided by someone that's trying to say, because I'm picking up like quarantine or something to do with that. But for a lot of you, it's to do with conforming something about feelings around relationships, the matter of like the bedroom and all that kind of thing, right? That I'm trying to confront that fear also. So I'm also trying to hide my feelings because I don't want to do something. There's something that someone gets very defensive about their body and their appearance also, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. And so it's like, well, because, you know, I also probably confide in my mum to tell me those kind of things. I don't know why I'm picking this up as someone's family member, but there's a lot of confiding. It's like, well, I need to confide in someone, so the only person I can confide in is my mum. But I also lash out at them as well because I seem to be going through a lot of stuff at the moment. And if I can confide in them, I can't really confide in my partner, because my partner, I'm trying to hide a lot of things from them and not tell them how I actually feel, which is that we seem to be always at hammer and tongue and always seem to be arguing, you know, with one another. So the communication at the moment, it seems that a lot of people are trying to suppress a lot of feelings around arguing. They're trying to avoid people. They're also trying to not... Some are not on good speaking terms with parents, okay, that you might not be either, you know, and it's coming through a period of time through the moon cycle as well. So the communication as it stands is really not at its best. So what's the strength of the relationship? Show me the energy of the strength of the relationship for Aries, please. The strength of the relationship. Some of you might realise that if you are children and you are watching this, like, you know, older children, that you could well be like trying to avoid your mum at the moment and trying to avoid not to tell them, okay, certain factors of that you might find them. You see, everybody would always see it on a different page. The children, I think, that are also seeing as a mum very like hiding something, like, well, you know, I can keep a secret, but you can tell me. And it's like, well, if I tell you this secret, then are you going to reveal it to my partner at a later date? So I really don't know if I can trust to tell you the full amount of information that seems to be going on. And it's like, well, I want to confide in you because you're my mum, but there are certain factors that I actually don't want to tell you that's going on. And because I don't want to tell you, I feel like I'm compromised and compressed into this situation that I'm forced to say something, and I don't like that. So there's a lot of like, well, I want to confide in you because you're a parent, but I also don't want to speak to you at the same time, because there's a lot of avoiding that feeling. Okay, so its strength is locked into place through also that some people could be going through something with a Pisces, but a lot of people are going through a dynamic of, because of this, is because really the strength is really coming across as a weakness, because this is to do with work, and it's to do with three, that it's all locked into that I have to study, and that I really have to conform to a certain amount of structure in my life, and that in order for me to stand up and be someone within myself, I need to find myself first. Okay, so in order for me to get through all of that, I'm going to have to like take on a lot of like skills. There's a lot of like manual skilled labour, and it's like, well, in order for me to be a labourer or skilled in certain factors, I'm going to have to like take note from someone that's telling me, because this is the teacher and the pupil and the teachers. So if you are a teacher in certain aspect, it's probably very difficult for people to conform to what you're saying, Aries, especially as a mum as well. If you're trying to teach this person, say, well, look, I can teach you, but if you're really not going to listen to what I'm going to say, then it's no good arguing with me. You know, you're going to have to reveal certain things to me about yourself so I can understand what it is that you like and what you don't like. Also about the relationship that you might be in. You might find it very difficult to open this person up because they work a lot. And because they're at work a lot, and they're at work a lot, and they're at work a lot, it seems that one of the relationship partner puts it all onto the mum or to the father, puts it all onto one person to say, look, I'm at work, okay? I'm the breadwinner, I go to work, you look after the family in the situation of that. So because I'm trying to deal with all that as well, the relationship that you're in at the moment, if you have kids, and the relationship that you're in is trying to conform to a structure of working. Okay, so we're learning to coexist and we're learning to cope, but the coping strategy is all locked into place of your karma right there. Okay, because the High Priestess would be a mother, which is 3. The Hangman would be 3, and that would be stuck in it. Okay, so I'm stuck at work, conforming to be a mother, single mother, or I'm conforming to be a mother, but I feel like I'm on my own in all of this because where's my partner? Well, my partner's at work, so I need to make the decisions. So the strength at the moment is it's like difficult, you know, very difficult. It seems very difficult. Okay, so its weakness. So let's have a look into its weakness. So the weakness. I'm also hearing weakness. Like I feel weak. It's like I feel weak. I just feel so weak. But trust me, that's the Moon and Virgo energy. You know, if you know any of these signs, Pisces, Virgo especially, you know, that, I mean, for me, like I said, me and my girlfriend were just like, last night when it really hit in the UK, I was like, oh, I don't want to even speak or move. Right? And my energy levels are normally quite high, but I was like, oh, I'm out, bruv. I just, oh. So there's a lot of that in the energy of you guys, that it just seems to be living. We're just living. We're just, you know, we're living, but what are we living for? Because there seems to be someone that self-doubts themselves a lot in the family, that I say, well, what are we living for? What am I living for in order to be able to go to work? Where's my life? You know, where is my life outside of a relationship? Where's the passion? School? Maybe school, you know. Maybe going back to school to study something will give you a bit more Aries leadership, right? Because you need that. I mean, I have Aries Jupiter, which is my masculine. You know, so trust me, when I need my Emperor side, trust me, I'll stand up and start telling people. You better believe that side comes out of me as well. But its weakness. Let's have a look at the weakness of the relationship. The weakness. If you like these kind of readings, guys, please make sure that you keep, because I've got so many different readings that I'm going to start to try and help myself. Okay, so its weakness is the home. You see, the structure of the relationship is all to do with like documentation of like a house. It's all to do with a house cell, or like we've got to come up with an answer to this of how we're going to coexist and live with one another. But you're all triggering one another off because you're in a hallway of mirrors. This is also someone that's in penitentiary of the channeled messages that I was coming out through for a start. So if you know anybody that has Capricorn or Sagittarius, I really can't think, but I was envisioning shackles. Okay, you know, I'm really not mocking people. I'm just giving my vision. But I could see shackles and people like putting food onto a plate, and people that were being like in chains and having to like conform to something, because it was like also quarantine. I feel like I'm feeling as I'm in quarantine. Okay, but because I'm sure I channeled some messages at the beginning, right? But 5 to 4, you see, 5. Someone's definitely got like a life path number 5 or a healing year or something of 5. Okay, but 5 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's because really here would be 4 in a general reading, okay, and it's a lot of control. It you know, it feels it because 4 would be here of your home life, which is here. So you're reflecting 4 to 4 of matters of the heart and home. That home is where the heart is, right? And home is where the heart is. But so it's so important. So it's your family karma. It seems like you're going through a lot of family karma. Okay, but because of 9 here, it feels like people are trying to control one another. Like, well, things are out of control because they're actually being controlled by the universe and not yourself. They're being controlled by your contract of your karma. That's why it's very difficult. Okay, and then when we try to fight life, that's where we get messed up, and in that chain of like feel like we're in a cogwheel and that we're just going, oh, cycle. And just within this cycle. But it's also someone's monthly as well, like a cycle. It just seems to be like a cycle. Okay. But because of that 9, it feels like there's a lot of denial and a lot of strength. You see, the strength was 3, but because these are, to me, are visual, relating to like 9, of like, you know what the 9 of Wands is, right? Can relate to PTSD, trauma, narcissism, control, okay, all those kind of things, like gaslighting. That's definitely happening for some of you, And it might not be happening with everyone around you. It could be just happening with an individual person that's drawing a lot of your attention, that needs your a lot of attention as a mum. And you could well be going through that with a lot of situations of mirrors because of the 4, where it starts to reflect outwardly as a strong lesson for a lot of people to learn about how they communicate with one another, right? So at the moment, Aries, I was going to do everything, but we've gone on for over half an hour, and I need to do something on the other side. So we're going to also release off the other 3 cards for you guys, okay? Which is it's reality, it's passion, and it's keys to the future. Some of you could be selling something to do with a house or need some keys to something. Like, I need the keys. This is also like I was turning keys, I was setting people free, I was doing all right. But then you came along with a suitcase and a song, turned my head around. Now I'm so alone, just looking for a home. In every place I see, I'm the freedom man. This is a lot to do with incarceration. Jim Morrison's song, selling keys and turning keys, I was setting people free. It's a lot to do with drugs and stuff as well, really, if you look deeper into Morrison's songs. But also it was like selling of a home, turning keys to try and set people free from it, trying to set people free from something. But I'm so alone, I need somewhere to stay. So you can probably stay on someone's floor of what we came up with for a start. Okay, like a child can come back and stay on the floor, but that's all we've got, right? So anyway, we'll go on the rest of your reading, Aries, if I've blurted on too much. 4 cards, man, wow. But we're going to go on with the rest of your reading, answer the rest of the questions, and then I hopefully have some time to look into your partner to see what's going on with them, how they're thinking and how they're feeling, okay? So that is pretty much from now, which is the 8th, 9th, 10th. I don't go by time, trust me, I don't. It just flies by. But the 10th until the end of March, roughly, we're looking into, okay? But try not to go too much off timeline, guys. It's really for the people that want to join Patreon. If you do, it's literally $5. You have access to your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and also the readings for the month, for the weekly, this one, all that kind of stuff. Just go straight to Patreon. You get to watch all of them, okay? For $5. It really does support me out. Anything that you can possibly think of to do to go to other channels to really help me out, it really would, because I'm getting 300 to 400 views per video, and it's very, very difficult to try and fight the algorithm of a computer and to keep going. I love doing this, but there needs to be some sort of purpose, and I seem to be losing my purpose. I seem to be losing my faith and my religion. I'm not losing my faith. I'm hearing faith, religion as well, something to do with like religion. I seem to be losing my religion. Losing my religion. Yeah, REM, right? Could have something to do with the Virgo, which was Red Rum. They came out with that so many times in readings from before. So every time I say Red Rum, it's something to do with Virgo. Okay, yeah. It's probably very difficult to get them to move. Okay, all right, guys. Thanks very much. I hope if you want a personal reading, all that sort of stuff, it's in the link below under the Show More section, along with everything that you want to follow. Also, the recommended reader, which is Uncle Jim's Tarot. You can find everything in the Show More section. All right, guys. Thanks very much. Catch you again soon.